Zombies in Vegas? This could be fun. So, Army of Dead. Army of Dead is directed by Zack Snyder, director of movies such as 300, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and Justice League. And this movie is about a team that is asked to pull off this heist in Vegas, a Vegas that is infected by zombies. The zombies have been entrapped in Vegas, so they have taken over Vegas, and they're asked to go in and steal money from this vault and bring it back. Now, this movie has a pretty awesome cast, led by Dave Butista, who we know from Guardians of the Galaxy as Drax. He does a phenomenal job in this movie. In Guardians of the Galaxy, he's kind of one note. He kind of just is kind of an idiot at the end of the day. And in this movie, he shows quite a bit of range that I really like to see. There's also a bunch of newer people that I have no clue who they are, but they all did a really great job. What was interesting about this movie is Tig, I don't remember her last name, Notaro's character. I don't know how you say her last name anyway. I think it's Notaro. Her character was actually digitally put in. There was an actor, a comedian actually, that was accused of sexual assault and stuff like that. And Netflix asked for Zack Snyder for that character to be removed. So Zack Snyder digitally put in Tig's character. And I honestly could not tell the difference. After knowing this, I was looking for it actually and did not see really anything. There's a couple of scenes that were kind of weird that you can guess maybe were done like that. Otherwise, I had no clue that Tig was digitally put into this movie and never actually acted alongside any of these actors. So Zack Snyder is a director that I have a love-hate relationship with. He loves to make movies that look beautiful. All his movies are absolutely gorgeous and have beautiful shots in them that are a lot of times big special effects shots that I love. At the same time, though, all his stories are more style over substance for me. They don't have enough story in them, the characters are underdeveloped, and I'm not usually the biggest fan of him. I am a big fan of him, though, because he is from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I live in Wisconsin, so that works. However, this movie, for me, is one of his best because his characters are a little bit more developed. While this movie is more style over substance at times, I think for the most part I cared about the characters and there was a story. It's a heist film. It's simple. It's a simple heist film with zombies in it that I actually found a lot of fun. Now, another thing I don't love about Zack Snyder's films all the time is that they can be way too long. And this is one of those movies. This movie's 2.5 hours, easily could have been 2 hours. If you took out a few different scenes that go on a little too long, a few different characters that don't need to be in the movie, it could easily be 2 hours. And that was something I definitely had an issue with this movie. The other thing I have issue with this movie is the ending. There's a lot of things that are set up in this movie, and Zack Snyder likes to throw in just twists and, oh, unexpected. And it doesn't pay off for me in the end. There's these things that are set up that would have been great, and instead they're just kind of thrown away by the end of the movie. And by the end of the movie, I didn't feel the movie really was necessary. Everything that was set up in the movie at the end of the day, when the ending came up, I was like, so this movie was kind of a waste of time at the end of the day. A waste of time that I had fun with, though, because this movie looks fantastic. The zombies look amazing in this movie. I don't know if they're special effects, if they're makeup. However, the zombies are amazing, and there's a lot of fun zombie deaths that go about in this movie. And this is an R-rated, gory movie, so this is not for the faint of heart. This is a movie that I would definitely recommend if you're into more of the gory things. I just put up my review of Spiral, a Saw movie. If you're into those kind of gory deaths, you might like this movie. It is a lot of fun zombie killings. And the pacing of this movie is also a little off at times. Like, the first half hour is kind of just setting up the characters, which I was fine with because I actually enjoyed the characters, but it took a while before we actually got into Vegas and seen zombies. Zack Snyder was not only just the director of this movie, he wrote this movie, he was the cinematographer for this movie, and he did a phenomenal job. I could tell he played a huge part in this movie, and after the last movie he did, essentially with Justice League, was destroyed and taken over by Joss Whedon after everything that went down with that movie behind the scenes, it was really nice to see him full plunge involved in this movie. And I liked that he was full-fledged involved with this movie because a lot of the things, the choices that were made for this movie were really great, and I could tell that there wasn't a lot of interference, which has been known with Netflix. This movie is available on Netflix. I chose to see this in a theater because it was playing in a theater. Zack Snyder also loves his IMAX cameras, and when I don't know if he actually shot this entirely in IMAX. I haven't taken the time to actually look into that. But in my theater, it was in that IMAX format where the black bars were on the side, so the images were taller instead of the widescreen format where they were more split. I don't know if he chose to do that with this one, but that was the format that it looked like it was in. So at the end of the day, I had a lot of fun with this movie. This is a great movie to have a couple drinks with friends or something like that and just watch a bunch of zombies getting killed. At the end of the day, there's a couple things in this movie that just didn't work out by the end of the movie, and it is a little long. It could be 2 hours long, but if you just want to have a good time with friends, watch a movie, have a couple drinks, this would be a movie that I would actually recommend to you. I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10 at the end of the day. It's not perfect, but it is a fun zombie movie. If you can see this movie in theaters, I would also recommend it. It is a movie that is definitely cinematic and should be seen in theaters. Now, this weekend is the first weekend in a long time that we have like 2 big movies coming out. We have A Quiet Place Part 2 and Cruella coming out. I'm hoping to have even more reviews than my usual Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week. We'll see what happens though, because I do have to work. So, if you'd like to recommend movies, feel free to comment down below. We will see you soon.